The greatest myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed, maybe even 3 years. The mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star. Not only is the self-proclaimed Barbie not in the lead, Angel Reese isn't even close to making the top 10.
Just when you thought Angel Reese couldn't embarrass herself any further, the WNBA decided to serve her justice on a silver platter. And this time, it came with a big ol' side of, "You're not invited." That's right, Angel Reese has officially been left out of the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game, and her reaction is just as delusional as you'd expect.
People keep telling me supposed second most popular player in the league. That doesn't look like the second most popular player at all.
The Bayou Barbie has been humbled again. And this time, the humility was not delivered by fans of Caitlyn.
Let's start with the obvious. Angel Reese is mad, like full-blown, vein-popping, rage-posting on social media mad, because she truly believed she belonged at the All-Star Game, which is hilarious, because nobody was expecting her to make it past training camp this season.
It don't matter if it's a trademark, a watermark, a skid mark, the day ends in a Y, her shot's gonna be off the mark!
But nope, in her mind, Angel was destined for that All-Star spotlight. Cameras flashing, media attention, fancy warm-up fits, and most importantly, a chance to stand shoulder to shoulder with the one woman who's outshining her at every turn, Caitlin freaking Clark. Except, well, that's not happening.
Today, Caitlin Clark, the only WNBA player receiving over 500,000 fan votes for the WNBA. Vote for who you're a fan of. Vote for who you think is most worthy. Vote for who you think are the stars in this league. Angel Reese fans, you guys aren't fans of her? You don't think she's most worthy?
Caitlin Clark was basically a guaranteed lock for the All-Star lineup from day one, thanks to actual skill, god-tier shooting, and the small detail of breaking viewership records every other week. All while Angel Reese was out here demanding NBA-level pay while simultaneously struggling to outscore players who have day jobs. Let's be real, Angel Reese getting All-Star votes was already a stretch. But to not make it at all, that was the league as well as the fans saying in one voice, "We're over the act."
You know, it wouldn't be a normal day if you didn't hear some silly crap come out of the mouth of Angel Reese, and that's recently what she did when she made some comments about her team.
The moment the news broke, Angel Reese went ballistic. Sources say she stormed out of practice, called her agent in a full-blown tirade, and started firing off passive-aggressive messages on Instagram. Because of course she did. Subtweets, cryptic captions, and "they hate to see me shine" posts, all while conveniently forgetting that she's not even shining.
Hey, and we also see the star power, the shine of a star. I use quotation marks on purpose. We see the star fading for someone who was immensely beloved by some.
Look, the All-Star Game is meant for the best of the best. Players who light up the court, carry their teams, and elevate the league. Not the ones who make more headlines for their attitude than their actual play. And let's be honest, if you watched even a single Chicago Sky game this season, you know Angel Reese has been more hyped than hoop.
What do you call a prayer and a layup? Call those pray-ups, because it's gonna take a miracle from God to get that ball through the cylinder. How about it? Bang! I didn't know you could have a triple-double and still find a way to lower your field goal percentage on the year. But guess what? She found a way. 20% last night.
Her numbers are weak, her shooting percentage is laughably bad, and her defense? Don't even mention. But her social media presence is as if she's the Lionel Messi of WNBA. She's turned WNBA basketball into her own personal PR campaign, and the only consistent thing about her game is the consistent disappointment. And yet, she had the nerve to be surprised on getting snubbed from the All-Stars game.
Angel Reese was explaining to the media that she deserves credit for the increased attention that the WNBA is receiving. Now, in her defense, her pretend friends in the media created this false narrative. Unfortunately for Angel Reese, she took a gigantic bite of the shit sandwich, and the smell has come back to haunt.
That's right. The media hype had gotten into her head, and she was deluded into thinking that she's the real deal. But hey, let's give her a little credit. She's been trying hard, not necessarily at basketball, but definitely at maintaining the illusion. The fashion shows, the interviews, the tweets about how she's changing the game. It's a full-time performance. Problem is, fans are catching on. The show's not entertaining anymore. It's just exhausting.
Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. Of course, the vast majority of her followers are bots and lonely men, most of which are not buying tickets or watching her games on television because they can't afford the 5 pesos a month to watch the Chicago Bravado on WNBA League.
Even her own fans are starting to jump ship. The comments under her posts have gone from Yas Queen to maybe spend more time in the gym and didn't you shoot 2 for 11 last night? The shine has faded. The Bayou Barbie branding isn't enough anymore. People want results, not recycled talking points and defensive Instagram rants. And as for her not making the All-Star game, that's not politics. That's not bias. That's called basketball accountability.
In fact, a rookie I have been touting that is playing better than Angel Reese, Kiki Arifin. Well, basketball fans are showing up, and they have got her voted ahead of Angel right now. Angel is not in.
Because while Angel was pouting about her snub, Caitlin Clark was out there once again, showing why she's the league's top draw. Whether she's dropping dimes from midcourt, hitting logo threes like it's a warm-up drill, or setting up her teammates for easy buckets, Clark does what Angel can't. She backs it up. And that's the truth that's been burning Reese since day one.
Million. Everybody else throws parties. For Caitlin Clark, the base that we start at is 1.5. CBS, ABC, ESPN, she's that box office. This has come to be something we expect at this point. While other franchises might do backflips, at this point, Caitlin Clark, this is just another day at the office. That's how tremendous this player is. That's how much she has captivated the audience, and she's captured the imagination of.
Because from the moment Clark stepped onto the WNBA court, she made it clear she wasn't here for the drama, she was here to play. Meanwhile, Reese, she's been busy trying to prove that attention equals greatness, forgetting that greatness is supposed to come first. That's why she's out. That's why the fans didn't vote. That's why even media members who once championed her are now backing away slowly, unsure what exactly she brings to the table anymore, apart from bad takes and clumsy post play.
If you aren't willing to bite into the shit sandwich that the media is serving, just listen to Angel Reese. She will proudly tell you that she is the reason people are watching pretend basketball. Watch for yourself.
People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas. I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
According to Barbie, she is the reason people are watching the WNBA. She is the reason that people are paying $16 to watch the Chicago Bravado play the Phoenix Masculines later.
That's right. Angel was once infamously claiming that she's also responsible for the mainstream attention and increased revenue in the league. But now that she's out of the All-Star game, she's backtracking fast. Let's also talk about how she reportedly tried to get added to the All-Star roster anyway. According to insiders, Reese's camp reached out to league officials, asking if there was another pathway to get her in, as if this were a reality show and she could beg the producers for more screen time. Spoiler, it's not happening.
Angel Reese. Well, wait a minute. I thought it was about you too. Everybody's watching because of me too, except everybody's not watching because of you too. I mean, guys, if the ratings ain't enough and the attendance ain't enough and what happened at LSU ain't enough and all this other stuff ain't enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is, well, it's 13th place.
And here's the thing. Nobody would care if Reese just accepted her role, worked hard, and quietly got better. But that's not her style. She wants the spotlight without the substance. And the league, the fans, they've officially hit their limit. This all-star snub wasn't just a blow to Reese's ego, it was a massive wake-up call. because for the first time, the WNBA community spoke loud and clear. And what they said was, we're done pretending. Done pretending Angel Reese is the future, done pretending she's elite, done pretending she's even close to Clark's level.
Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark continue to be the biggest draw in the WNBA. It's unfortunate that the WNBA is too busy propping up false prophets, as you would.
And speaking of Clark, can we take a second to appreciate just how different these two careers are shaping up to be? Caitlin Clark came into the league and immediately became the centerpiece of everything. League marketing, TV promos, jersey sales, all Clark. And what did she do in return? She earned it. She showed up every game. She adapted. She kept her head down while being literally assaulted on court and still never took the bait.
And yet, since she's joined the league as a rookie, she's been abused. She's been abused over and over again by these other players. And reportedly, it's a race thing that many black women inside the WNBA are resentful that this white woman came in and is getting all this attention. Nobody disputes that she's an amazing basketball player, but still they seem resentful and angry toward her. And it's resulted in physical alterations on the court that don't get called as fouls, that the girls then deny were intentional. And Caitlin Clark always takes the high road. She never, points the finger, but it happened again.
Angel, on the other hand, showed up with an entourage, demanded respect, and gave us, what exactly? A few missed layups, a bunch of attitude, and a rapidly declining fan base. That's why she's not at the All-Star game. That's why she's sitting at home mad, while Clark preps for center stage.
Not only is the self-proclaimed Barbie not in the lead, Angel Reese isn't even close to making the top 10.
And as if that wasn't enough, word is Reese's own teammates are starting to feel the tension too. Reports out of Chicago say the locker room isn't exactly thrilled with how the Reese circus keeps sucking all the air out of the room. While the team struggles to stay competitive, Reese is busy playing the victim on Instagram, turning every criticism into a personal attack.
Video.
Like all the best players, when you're a top draft pick, you get drafted to one of the worst teams. So I'm not saying that we are the worst team, but I'm just saying it's going to be take time for us to get better.
Despite all the confident proclamations about being remembered as a legend in women's basketball, the cold reality is setting in. The league doesn't revolve around image, it revolves around impact. And when Clark's out, people stay home. When Reese plays without Clark, they tune out. That's the brutal reality that played out in full color under the lights in Chicago.
Now, Caitlin Clark is averaging more assists per game than Angel Reese is averaging points per game this season. Yeah. 9.3 points per assist per game, 9.3 assists per game. Let me just bring it up to 9.1 points per game. And of course, right here, whatever coach is training Reese, shooting needs to be fired.
To make matters worse, Reese has been spending more time trending for her pregame outfit than her actual basketball performance. Fans and critics alike couldn't help but point out the irony. Once again, the headlines were about her look, not her layups. And that's the growing narrative around Reese. All flash, no finish. She's got style, sure, but substance? That's still very much in question.
Well, it was a blowout. The Indiana Fever take down the Chicago Sky 79-8, which is like crazy. A 32% field goal percentage. I mean, what is going on? Apparently, 52 points is the lowest point total that Chicago has had since 2011. So it's
Remember when Caitlin Clark crushed Chicago by 35 points back in May? Angel Reese disappeared, and we're starting to see a trend here. Against Clark, she doesn't just lose, she melts down. Whether it's mental, physical, or emotional, there's something about this matchup that completely breaks her. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were the supposed two titans of a new WNBA generation. But if these results proved anything, it's that there's no rivalry. There's Caitlin Clark, and then there's everyone else.
A rising tide raises all boats. If Caitlin Clark is the quote-unquote savior, if she's the golden girl, milk it.
Reese has been slow, clunky, out of rhythm, and clearly unprepared for the intensity of Clark and her squad. The Sky has never looked so lost, and while the Fever look ready to make a championship run. So here's a wild idea, Angel. Play better. Then maybe, just maybe, you'll get invited to the next All-Star game. But at this rate, even that seems like a long shot. And what about next season? If Reese doesn't make a serious change in attitude, work ethic, and actual basketball performance, she won't just be missing All-Star games. She'll be missing roster spots.
A bad way. Angel Reese supporters, nah, I'm out of here. These dumb bastards who told us Reese was good are here. We are just getting started on you clowns. Where's the great black hope now, y'all? Where's the dog?
Because eventually, even the media machine stops caring. And once that spotlight moves to someone who can actually hoop, Reese's entire foundation starts to crumble. Right now, Clark is putting up MVP-level numbers. She's leading a rebuilding Indiana team, breaking records, and bringing in more viewers than the NBA Summer League. That's called value. Reese? She's bringing drama, disappointment, and delusions of grandeur. And the league has spoken.
What happened to the Angel Reese fan base? Have y'all truly abandoned Angel Reese? Is the star shining? Does the star shine dimming on Angel Reese now? Have her own people just left her?
So there you have it. Angel Reese has officially been kicked out. Not in a literal get out of the building way, but in the we're not inviting you because you haven't earned it way. And her reaction? Predictably chaotic. Tantrums, complaints, victimhood, the usual. But the fans, the league, the media, they've moved on. Because there's a new standard now, and it's spelled Caitlyn, so you better get used to it.